The support role is one of the most crucial parts of any team in Overwatch 2. From providing game-changing utilities that'll be the difference of life and death, to being able to change the tide of battle at a moment's notice with properly timed and coordinated ults. But even as pivotal as that role sounds, I gotta say, damn, is it subject to horrors in this game that not many players can even imagine. You see, I subjected myself to trying out the support role in the midst of attempting to find my main role in this game. Because while I put a fair number of hours into the tank and damage role, I still felt my efforts weren't giving me results I was really happy with. And since support was my least played role overall, I wanted to see if being support was where I actually belong. If somehow it might actually be my true bread and butter. The hidden powers that weren't awakened yet because I spent all this time on playing and learning other roles. So I wanted to give you a summary of my experience so far after playing through the last 5 days of the competitive season only playing the support role. Support players in low rank can be best described as the abused spouse of the team. You'll do your best to provide support and make sure everyone is comfy so they can focus on what they're best at. But no matter how hard you try, it will never be enough. They'll flame you for not giving them heals even if you are literally connected to them like a fucking umbilical cord. They'll spam the I need healing button. They will blame you for their lack of awareness because they think they got the character's lore abilities and can somehow 1v5 the whole enemy team. And worst of all, and I've only had this happen to me a few times, but I gotta include it because it has gotta be one of the most selfish, irredeemable things you could do as an Overwatch player, and it is to bring this shit into all chat at the end of a game and scream support diff. So on top of having all these responsibilities of healing your team, making sure you're using your utility, and just in general making sure your team doesn't get steamrolled, you'll have to fight your team in the case something does go wrong, meaning you're basically in a 1v8 scenario, granted the other support is on your side, and all these problems boiled together really makes this whole experience unenjoyable. Almost to the point where I wanted to give up on this whole challenge and stick to the same old, until I found something that made me start improving. I have to start out by admitting that I am not without my fair share of awful play. There will be times where I'm hyper-focused on healing people that don't even need to be healed, and I won't know that the injured guy standing right behind me that's missing every single limb from his body is spamming the I need healing button for a reason. And it's really because I got used to the fact that many of the people in my lobbies were using it for a toxic reason that I would automatically get angry when someone did do that. So when I just started letting go and just healed them whenever they spammed it, I realized that the whole problem wasn't really that big of a deal anyways. Sure, I'll still get a few idiots I'll have to fight, but I was really just fighting my own mentality for the most part, getting mad at my teammates for not doing what I think they should do, and generally just concerned with how they were playing the game instead of focusing on what I'm doing. Because aside from mentality, I lost a good amount of games during the 5-day session, and I was struggling to figure out why. Honestly, I figured it was because of bad teams that didn't really know what they were doing, and because compared to other roles where you can specifically carry with damage and picks, the support role is limited to your team's general ability. In my eyes, I wasn't really capable of doing much else in my role other than healing and praying that my teammates don't run into the enemy team by themselves. But this helplessness is what made me want to learn more about my role. After a few frustrating gaming sessions, I learned during a deep dive into some videos that not only was I not as mechanically skilled as I thought I was, but also learned that being a support isn't just about healing your team. You see, during the start of this 5-day challenge and before, I learned that what I was doing was being a heal bot, a person that doesn't really do much else outside of healing their team, and I had an awful case of it. After watching a bit of unranked GMs and general support tip videos, I learned that what I had been missing was a crucial part of my character's kit: damage. Up until now, I had been focused on keeping most of my teams alive through heals and constant use of utilities, that I had been neglecting one of the biggest mechanics in the game. I was kind of stuck in this mentality that supports aren't supposed to DPS, which I think came from the fact that Moiras were pretty notorious to go the DPS route in low-ranked games. But ever since learning about this and generally trying to improve myself instead of focusing on what my team is doing and blaming them for what is basically out of my control, I've found great success, which has also improved my general mentality of the game overall, and this landed me at this rank to end the season, and I'm hoping to aim higher for the next one. So what did I learn from this torture overall? Well, honestly, a lot. Supports are more than just babysitters that'll heal the team and provide utility whenever they need it. They can exert pressure, save teammates, and as always, change a losing fight into becoming potentially winnable. But more than just learning the mechanics of the support role, going through the journey of learning about my least played role really helped me gain insight on things that I wouldn't have ever gotten if I just stuck to playing these other roles. My mentality has really shifted since I learned that you can't help what your teammates are doing. I can't teleport myself into the tank's room in Minecraft and beat the shit out of him in Minecraft after I watched him charge into a 1v5 scenario for the 3rd time in this game. No, you can't do that. But if you focus on yourself and try to improve, then you'll find better success than if you're worried about what your teammates are doing. And that whole change of mentality is when I really saw improvement. But I'm still gonna flame my teammates if they flame me though.